Hey, how's it going? Tension is the sexiest thing you can possibly display in an interaction with a woman. Tension is the ability of being stretched tight. Now, in this case, it is stretching tight an interaction or a conversation. It is displaying that you are a guy who can handle anxiety and stress. And for you, things that would make other men anxious don't make you so. Instead, you actually get very comfortable in anxiety and stress. For example, if I was just going to be sitting here and not saying anything to a girl, would I feel the tension? Would I feel the stress? Would I feel the need to start filling in the silences? Or am I completely comfortable in the quiet, the silence? Do my shoulders hike up? Does my face get stretched? No. Do I look comfortable? Do I look even cocky about it? This is the ability to create tension in interaction and hold that intention, that tightness. If you can hold this tightness and not show the strain in your shoulders and the face you hold it, it is a very sexy trait to display to a woman. With that being said, let's get into the video.
Yeah, I confess, Father, I confess, 'cause I've been living wrong.
Now, the problem with men that are not masculine is they're constantly trying to break the tension. They hate the silence. They hate the not knowing. They cannot stand and be comfortable and confident in moments where they're not told how to feel or told how they should feel about themselves, or somebody's not dictating constantly, am I good enough? Am I good enough? Am I good enough? It's not, for them, it's something they can't do. Now, what is a man that can't hold tension? A man that can't hold tension is a person that constantly has to nervously laugh to break up that nervousness. Ha ha ha. He has to break up that tension by laughing and being like, hey guys, look at me. I'm noticing it's tension and I'm not one of those guys that's gonna be very masculine about this. It's the filler words like, ah. It's stuff like this. And not just that, but when you talk, instead of breaking rapport, hey, you go up at the end. It's when you're asking somebody to do something or you are asking something of somebody else, you feel the need to explain yourself. You wanna explain your reasoning more. Instead of just telling somebody, hey, I want this done, you have to explain it. So for example, hey, can we get the check? Hey, can we get the check? We're actually just about to take off. Which one is more tension? I just want the check. Hey, can you get the check? Perfect. Can I get the check? We're actually about to take off. Now see, one of the two is willing to hold tension, the other isn't. And one is a lot more masculine. It's the first one. If you have the need to fill it in, explain yourself, oftentimes it's a lot more tension. And I'll say this, it also kills the mystique a little bit of you. If you're talking to a girl and you have to constantly explain yourself, then she knows you a lot better and it kind of takes away from her trying to get to know you and the mystique of it. Like you want a girl to kind of chase you and try to figure you out, not to just give it to her easily with a bow and tie. You want her to fight for it, because if she fights for it, then she's going to be a lot more invested in you as a person. A guy like this also wants to talk really fast all the time with not too much of a change in his canter. You feel the need to say things as quickly as possible because you're afraid the person that's listening to you is not going to take the time to actually listen. This is what you subcommunicate. So you tell the other person, hey, I'm not going to take too much time saying this. I'm just going to really blurt this out. But the person becomes less engaged because you're not using pauses, because you're not pacing out your canter. You feel the need to say something so quickly that what it does is it makes the other person tune out. You're not changing, varying the tone. You're making the information that you're expounding upon your person a lot more weak sounding. It makes the other person think that's not something worth listening to. Because you as a person, you are expressing and you feel that what you're saying doesn't have value because you don't think you have value. Now, this is not attractive to a woman. So now, how does somebody act like a person who can hold tension, like a masculine man? How can you guys also do this yourselves? How can you guys become a man that holds tension? What are the things that a person like this does on an outside level so you guys can start acting as if before you make it yourself? Now, what are the traits of a man that holds tension? What are some of the things that he does on the outside that he puts off to others? The first one is that he changes the canter of his tone. He adds pauses. Now, if you guys haven't noticed, if you guys look at my earlier videos, I talk very fast. Oftentimes it's because I'm trying to keep up with my thoughts. But when you talk fast, it doesn't make you as engaging a speaker. So what did I start doing? I started adding pauses. Now, when I add pauses and I change the canter of my tone, it makes my videos a lot more engaging. True or false? If I were to say all this rapid fire, all back to back to back, would it be more engaging? No, it'd be worse, and it'd probably be really dull to watch, I imagine. They cut out filler words, and instead, they fill them with pauses to allow them to think. Now, for me, early in my channel, I said like a lot. I said like, especially when I was trying to think through a thought, when I wasn't in the mood to speak, and it caused me to sound a lot less engaging, and also a lot stupider. Guys that are very engaging, that can build this tension, that don't have a problem with it, instead of using filler words like like, they just use silence. Why? Because they don't feel the need to fill the silence with words, because they can feel the tension and it doesn't bug them. A guy that can feel tension is a man that, generally speaking, has things work out for him in social situations, is a masculine alpha guy. So using like kills this. I mean, this is a very small percentage kind of a change, like, to be honest, but it does extremely help if you can get rid of it. For me, it wasn't a hindrance, but it definitely did slow me down. For a lot of you guys who are using these words, start cutting them out. You will find that you are so much engaging a speaker when you stop using these words. Now, the next one is breaking, building, and neutral tone. Now, when you guys hear me talk, I break rapport. I go down at the end of my tone, which also, too, as a heads up, is not always the best way to talk to an audience. Sometimes if I talk to guys like this, hey guys, how's it going? It goes up at the end. It'd be more building rapport, which helps people like you a lot more because you're more supplicating, which means you're a non-threat and you're also wanting to connect with them. Now, the problem is with this, when you're going out to talk to women, is that it comes across supplicating, which supplicating is a guy that's not gonna be his real self towards the woman because he needs something from her. So he's gonna act any which way he can, try to get what he needs from her, as opposed to treat her like a person. Now, when you talk like the way I'm talking right now, does it sound like I would care two shits what anybody thinks of me? Now, the reason this matters is because it means that I'm gonna treat the girl like a person. It means that I'm gonna actually engage with her and probably be a more engaging person than other people would be. Because the way I talk is the way I talk, because the way I talk is the way that a guy that doesn't give a fuck talks. The next thing that guys can hold tension do is they use looks instead of words. So instead of, I think you're cute, they say, hey, what's your name? And they say it in the way they look at the girl. Maybe instead of telling somebody they don't like something they're doing with words, instead they use a look. Instead they use a look like, what the fuck are you doing? Or maybe like, Jesus Christ, you're being fucking ridiculous. Or maybe it's kind of a dismissive, just simple as a look away. Maybe it's as simple as looking on my phone instead of listening to them because they're saying something's boring me. Now, the things that like I'm doing right now, these are building tension. This is something where it shows that I don't care what she thinks because I'm willing to hold tension with her. If she's not doing what I want, then she's not going to get my attention. This is all very powerful when it comes to being a masculine guy. Building tension is very powerful because a guy that can hold tension is a very masculine man. Somebody that doesn't care what she thinks is somebody that generally probably does good with people and women and guys. It's a leader of men and a seducer of women. All right, now the next one is simple push-pull. Now push-pull is done over so many fucking times. So many people have made videos about it. So many people back to back have started doing this, and it's been regurgitated over and over. I'm sure that anybody that's in this community has heard people say this a bazillion times, but for those of you who have not heard of this before, I hate you, I love you. It makes a girl wonder whether or not you like her. This is also why I hate direct openers, because it instantly kills the vibe of a conversation. Instantly the girl knows he likes me. This is gonna be him trying to convince me to get with him instead of us finding out if we connect with each other. So whenever you do push-pull, it makes the girl wonder. When I say, hey, I think you're cute, what's your name? Yes, it could work. Yes, it might do well. However, the higher percentage chance of making something work is, hey, what's your name? It makes it to where now he's coming up to me in a flirty way, but he didn't say he likes me. He didn't say that he wanted to have sex with me. Instead, he just came up to me and said, hey, what's your name? And he said it in a way that was kind of very masculine, but at the same time, not enough for me to make any conclusions about. Now, at any point, I can take it away. At any point, I can give it back. And it's this kind of back and forth that you're doing. For example, something I've been saying a lot lately is, hey, I think you're cute. Yeah, like 6, 7 out of 10. I think you're fucking adorable. What, 6 out of 10? It's okay, it's okay, it's fine. I'm like a 5 out of 10, okay? So you're a little bit above me. It's kind of like this push-pull. Like, I think you're cute, like a 6 out of 7. But I'm obviously saying this with tongue-in-cheek. So you guys are like hearing me say this. I'm saying this jokingly. I'm not saying this to hurt the girl's feelings or anything like that. It's a playful banter of sorts. It's not meant to like be very like jabby, hurt the girl. It's meant to be playful. So this is the way you guys should be doing this. Do not say these words to be hurtful to any human being. This is mainly just jokey. Now you guys can come up with your own stuff that you guys want to do yourself. Like for me, this fits my personality. I'm a very nerdy, logical type guy, so using like fractions is kind of funny to me. For you guys, like find your own way of saying things. All right, there's a plethora of different things you can do to do push-pull and a bazillion different ones that work. Find the one that fits you the best, because this is going to be the one that's most authentic and will work the best for you. All right, now I mentioned this a second ago. Tension-killing laughs. Now there's different types of laughs. Like there's deep, like like you know, like I'm laughing for myself, like just kind of like a masculine laugh. And there's like like kind of laughs that are higher in the throat. They're more tension breaking. If you guys might find yourselves like laughing in sets because, you know, a lot of people talk about self-amusement nowadays in the pickup community, but there's a difference between tension-killing laughs and like true laughter. And sometimes like not laughing at all, even when you're doing something that's funny, maybe you just smirk a little bit, is even more powerful than if you had laughed at all, which will build more tension, hold the tension even fucking tighter. Because is he making a joke? Is he being serious, or is he playing with me? Pulls that wire tight, builds that tension. All right, so something that you guys could work on is not laughing during your sets. Now, if on one hand of things, like you are a beginner and you have a hard time expressing yourself and being emotional and laughing, laugh in that case, because you have to teach yourself to be more emotional and expressive. Now, if you're somebody that's late intermediate in their game where you can read social cues and you're like plateauing a lot, start trying to add tension to your sets. Start stopping laughter. Still feel the laughter in your body. Still feel like the jokiness of it, but don't express it. Hold it just to like watch the girl kind of like squirm under the pressure, if you get what I'm saying. Because this will make her very attracted to you as a man. Because she's like, does he like me? Is he joking with me, or is he being serious? And the fact that you don't care what she thinks is also pretty attractive. All right, now the next one is a lot of people try to break the tension with their movements. Are your movements really jerky? Does it show in your face that you're like, is your face really relaxed, or is it like kind of stressed a little bit? Is it like, does it look like you're feeling the anxiety at all, or are you just very relaxed? Now, a lot of you guys have to learn how to handle tension and anxiety and not care what people think. So like you see my body right now, I'm pretty relaxed. I look like I'm pretty just, you know, chilled out. If I'm in front of a girl, like I express what I feel. Yeah, the self's always coming through, I guess, in a way. So if you guys feel the anxiety, trying to fight it directly doesn't help. The best mindset I found is, if you are always feeling anxiety, is to learn to love it, to not really give a fuck that it's there. Now, when you learn to love the anxiety, you won't feel the anxiety. Whatever you resist persists, as everybody fucking always says, and you heard a bazillion times. Instead, go with it, love every emotion you have in your body. Now, something else you guys can do is do what's called self-work. Now, I'm gonna have a video on this on my self-help channel. It's called Intrapersonal Intelligence. It's all about kind of getting rid of really negative emotions and kind of teaching yourself to understand yourself, and kind of like the frameworks for having a personality. A lot of this video is gonna be about this specifically, just kind of tweaking yourself, building your personality. So if you guys wanna check that out, that also will be coming out this week on my YouTube channel. If you guys wanna know, the YouTube channel is called King Mentality. It's my other YouTube channel. It's my success YouTube channel, just kind of more like talks about my other intellectual side, talk about personality as opposed to just simply game. Whenever the video is posted, I'll put it in the comment section below.
When you ask me how I become so charismatic, it's because I've decided to trust my heart and my balls, to trust the Son and the Holy Ghost, and ignore what is happening in the head brain to a particular degree. It doesn't mean that I'm so crazy that I just shut off my brain. But that term, shut off your brain, is something that I allow to happen. So I don't script any of these videos, because if I script them, they're in my fucking head. When you watch me do live events, like in my Elliot Live, I field questions without thinking about it. But what you'll notice is that I'm moving all over the place. When I make these videos, I'm rocking often. People are like, why do you rock so much when you're talking, Elliot? I embody everything that I say. Everything that I say, like I'm saying it right now, I embody. Look at what I'm doing. I'm using my heart and my balls to bring forth the things that I want to share with you, right? So you say charismatic, but there's another term, which I can't fucking remember right now, where basically it's coming from my heart. See, when I share with you guys, I don't share with you things that are in my head. Of course, there are things that I've learned and there are things that I absorb, but I bring them down into my body through experience. So most of the shit that I share with you guys, it's not because I read a lot of books, it's because I read it and I experience it. And I either experience it through my imagination, right? And through my imagination stimulates my heart and my balls to make it feel as if the thing is happening in me. They've done studies on Olympic athletes where if they visualize sprinting, their body actually is stimulated. They put like these tester things on their muscles, and their muscles are twitching as they're imagining what's happening. I embody the things that I learn. Right? And this is, I don't know why or how I learned how to do this, because it's in my nature. When I was a kid and I was in school, they had to give me attention deficit disorder drugs to shut me down and quiet my body, because I got up and I moved around and I was just way too active for the teacher to teach me. And, it made me feel like, this, and everyone else think that this kid's retarded. There's something wrong with him. But as I grew up, I realized that my genius is in my ability to embody the things I learned and bring it forth in a charismatic fashion. So what I would invite you to do, right? You're hoping that I'd give you like tips and secrets, shit that your head could use to apply on your body in order to be more charismatic, but I can't. What you've got to do is you've got to let go of your head. You've got to literally shut off that neocortex. It's a valuable tool, but we have allowed it to become our master. You've got to shut off that part of your brain and trust your heart and your balls to produce the truth of what you want to express. Now, the thing is, not everything that I say is right or true, but it is genuine. It is heartfelt. It's from my balls, because I literally just open up. I don't script. I don't think. I just give. It's because I trust the Holy Ghost. I trust the Son. Right? A lot of Christians out there. You call yourself Christians, but you don't trust the Jesus Christ in you, the Son. Or the Holy Ghost. It's all about the Father, the Father, 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 Father. Head brain. Get out of your fucking head. Get into your heart. Get into your balls. And look, it's scary. You gotta have courage to do this shit. Right? It takes me a lot of courage to share this way with you guys. I make some videos, and you've seen them, where it's like, this guy, people think I'm nuts, but I don't care. It's like, I don't know if it's courageousness or carelessness, but I just don't care. I'm bringing forth because I know that it's genuine. So, and I trust God, right? I trust the Spirit in me. I trust the Holy Ghost, that if I'm just genuine, it's good, it's from my heart, it's true, and perhaps, maybe not, but perhaps it may be resourceful to other people. That's why I put on this camera, and I do it for you, so that you can perhaps gain something, perhaps permission to let your heart and your balls speak. So that's it, bro. Shut off the brain and speak from your balls. Good luck.
False with the dialogue, modest with depression, honorably discharged, admired as a veteran. Regardless of anything you've heard, he's absolutely fascinated by your choice of words. And he is what lives in our shadows, a voice that we hear that communicates in vowels. Pressed to the window with an eye on discovery, destined to imitate a butterfly that's fluttering, caught in the